with topics that matter.
The Spin.
On Spin 103.8.
But now, when you think of arthritis, you're probably not imagining a girl in her 20s. But Laura Hickey and Anne-Marie Brennan are both young sufferers of the condition. They join us in studio now. Hi guys, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good, thanks.
So a lot of people, when they think of arthritis, they just think of old people. But both of you girls have arthritis at the moment. When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed when I was 10. But I probably had arthritis since I was probably about 4 or 5 maybe.
And what had been going on? What caused you to go to the doctor in the first place?
When I was younger I used to have loads of joint pains and stuff, so my ankles, my knees would be swollen, and then I got fluid on the knees, so I used to get the fluid taken out of my knees and then I used to get them injected with steroids. But then when I was 10 I literally woke up and my whole body literally seized up. I couldn't move and I couldn't get out of bed, and my mum thought I was pulling a fast one and going get into school, but then she pretty soon realised I couldn't do anything. So she brought me to the doctor and my GP suspected that it might be juvenile arthritis, and then they referred me to Crumlin, and Crumlin diagnosed me.
So what exactly is juvenile arthritis then, Anne-Marie?
I actually don't have juvenile arthritis, but it's when it appears in young children. I got diagnosed when I was 22, so I was only diagnosed last year.
Okay, so you have just a regular rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
But this is normally diagnosed in people who are much older than you, isn't that right?
No, that's what everyone thinks, and that's what we're trying to break this perception. So you're wrong.
Okay.
But I got diagnosed when I was 22, but again I probably had it in my body, I'd say, for at least a year or maybe over a year before that. And it started in my foot. I had arthritis in my foot, and then it went to my knee, then I went to my shoulder, then I went to my hands, and then I basically woke up one day and my knees were so swollen I couldn't walk. And then I was finally diagnosed. So that's what led to my diagnosis.
Well, you obviously know a lot more about it now to be able to tell Johnny he's wrong, which is great. But were you shocked when they said this is arthritis at 22?
Yeah, definitely. I remember someone looking at my hands and no one had ever mentioned arthritis before, and my friend's mom said, God, I hope that's not arthritis. And I was like, why did she just say that to me? I went home to my mom. I was like, she just said it could have been arthritis, and my mom was like, no, you're 22. But when I finally got diagnosed in the hospital, even my mom, we were just in such shock. And I had blood tests done, and they came back saying I didn't have it. I remember I ran home, I was like, I don't have it, that's ruled out now. But I had waited for so long for an appointment with a rheumatologist that I just went anyway to get it confirmed that it wasn't it, and he was like, no, you do. So we were like, how? She's only 22, why? And they're like, no, it's so common in young girls her age. And I was like, well, I've never heard of this before. I've never, even on my hospital appointments now, I rarely see people my age there, but they are there and they do exist. And it wasn't until I got in touch with Arthritis Ireland, which was only a month and a half ago, I'd say. And then I met Laura. She was the first girl around my age I'd met with arthritis, and I met another girl. And I just couldn't believe that, I found it so hard to believe that they actually had it too. So that was the first time for me.
What exactly is arthritis, and what does having it mean to you, Laura?
Arthritis is basically, it's when your body almost attacks itself. So it basically, if you have a cold, your body kind of fights off the cold. My body's too busy fighting the arthritis, and it's basically the inflammation around your joints, and attacks the lining and kind of the tissues around your joints, and it causes a lot of inflammation and stiffness. But I suppose when people think of arthritis, they think, it's just a pain or it's stiffness. But my God, I think we can both confirm it's really not. It's not a pain. It is such severe pain when you wake up and you can't move and you can't do the most simplest tasks, and then you've very strong medication and you get so tired and fatigued, and it's literally a lot of pain, swollen joints. And if you think of making a cup of tea in the morning, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, those little tasks on certain days when you're having a bad day can be such an ordeal. It can be just so difficult to do.
God, and what is the treatment then, Anne-Marie? I mean, aside from those kind of issues that Laura mentioned, do you have to live your life any differently than any 22-year-old?
Well, I find I definitely have to balance my lifestyle a lot more, just activity wise, and how much energy I would have, and I have to cater for when I take my injections. I take a drug called methotrexate, and it's amazing and I love it and it makes me feel great, but the day after I take it I could be knocked out for the day. You get so tired, and that's what I find the hardest, dealing with my arthritis, because I'm usually so active and energetic, and I love being on the go, And then when I take this, I just know that the next day I'm just going to be whacked out, won't be able to do anything. And it's kind of a struggle. And you either decide to force yourself to do things, or you just begin to accept the fact that, okay, I took my injection tonight, tomorrow I'll just take it easy. So for me, that's just how I had to cater for that. I do plan to like start to hopefully come back off my medication. I am on quite a high dose, and the methotrexate, it does have like a hard effect on your liver. So that was one of the things when I was put on it. It was like with drink, you have to be really careful, because obviously drinking on your liver. But like in America, if you're put on methotrexate, no alcohol. But in Ireland, they know no one would take it if that was right. So they're like, what, like 4 units or something a week?
2 glasses of wine a month, I think. Is recommended.
So arthritis comes and goes. So that you can have severe pain one day, and then maybe a week later you might not feel as much pain, because you obviously seem very mobile today.
Yeah, at the moment I'm in great shape, like, and I feel great. My medication is like totally kicked in. The first place it came was my hands, and only in the last 5 days my hands have returned to normal size, which I'm freakishly excited about. And so yeah, like, I feel great today.
Both of you are involved in the Young Arthritis Network, and you've set up a Facebook page. What are you hoping will happen from that?
Basically, I was diagnosed 14 years before I met any other young person that had arthritis. So I always felt alone and afraid, and I suppose isolated in some respects, that like haven't met anybody else that had it. I thought, why me? Why do I have it? Why am I the only person? But the reason I set it up was so that young people, and that they could really just engage with each other and get tips, advice. It's something simple as mashing the potatoes, which I find really troublesome, and using a whisk or an electric whisk to mash the potatoes. It comes out real chefy. Fantastic tip, by the way. But just having the disease, like, it has such an impact on your life, and some people can do really well in the medication, other people are not doing so well, and it takes so long to find that medication. So on our Facebook page we share tips, advice. We, if somebody's having a bad day, like I have a rant Wednesday, when people can go on the page and just say, I'm having a rubbish day, or I'm having a fantastic day. There's so many ways that you can help each other, and just sharing each other's experiences. Well,
ladies, I think you're very, very brave. Do check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/Young Arthritis Network. There's a link up on the Facebook spin page. Anyone can text in if they've had similar experiences, 085 121 1038. But Laura Hickey and Anne-Marie Brennan, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Great, thanks a million.
The Spin with Claire McKenna and Jonathan McCrae, only on Spin 103.8.
And the girls also asked us to mention that you can run in the Women's Mini Marathon to help them raise funds. So do go to that Facebook page, facebook.com /Spin 1038, and you'll find a link to the Young Arthritis